Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Bit Adventurers. I'm Jenspence, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today we are playing some more Sonic Generations on the 3DS. And I'm gonna be honest, I should go to bed because it's 1:30. I have class tomorrow, but it's fine. I can squeak through one more video. You know why? Because we have an absolutely beautiful era that we're about to jump into. But before we do that, I gotta say, if you missed the previous episode, we went through fighting Metal Sonic and Big Arms, as well as S-ranking all of the classic era. So if you guys are excited for this episode, make sure to hit that like button, do all that YouTubery stuff, and we're gonna get into this with Emerald Coast. Honest to God, you could not go wrong with either stage from this or the console one, because the console one does Speed Highway, which, to be honest, is a little interesting because it makes it where there's a lot of city tracks inside of the console version and not track stages, whereas this, it kind of gets rid of that issue. Speed Highway was a good choice. Emerald Coast, honestly, is what I usually think of when I think of Sonic Adventure. At least it's one of the very first things that I think of, because it's a really good stage. And this is the first time that we have the remake of this being in 2D for both characters, which is so weird to say. It's so strange. And I think they started making the modern stages are more accurate to the original, even though it's now in 2D, whereas like the classic ones are a little bit more like reimagined, I think. But I could be wrong, because this does feel very reminiscent of like the original stage so far. Yeah, all the springs and stuff. And if that's the case, I'm kind of ashamed of myself for thinking like that I wouldn't really remember this layout. Because this is my childhood, man. This is what I grew up on, was Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Which apparently this version has floating boxes. Hey, you know what? We're not going to question it. This is actually Sonic in Minecraft, which is another thing I have to play because I did buy that DLC and I never actually played it. And it's not like a skin pack, like it's actually Sonic in Minecraft, which is just wild to me. Oh yeah, I forgot about the air stuff. Yeah. And the big loop-de-loop, let's go. Oh man. Yeah, honestly, another Sonic Adventure stage that would have been really cool to see would have been Windy Valley. That would have been so fun to run through. But like the Orca, man. The Orca is so classic that honestly, I feel like Windy Valley should have maybe been the console one. Or like vice versa. Do Emerald Coast for... Oh, whoopsies. Do Emerald Coast for the console one, and then Windy Valley for the 3DS one. But the other thing to keep in mind, like a lot of people mentioned this. This should have been like a 3D or like a handheld type of Sonic era, celebrating all those games, because we had the Game Gear, we had the games on Game Boy Advanced, the DS, like all of that kind of stuff, and instead they took from the Adventure era, which is very important, but there's nothing for something like the Sonic Advance games or Sonic Battle, and it's a bizarre thing that they could have easily made the 3DS game have more value by saying, oh yeah, this is absolutely going to take from those handheld games and the history of that, instead of just kind of rehashing the exact same thing. Which it's not 100% like that, which we'll see in one of the stages that's later, but it's just a very weird thing. And I'm not fully complaining because, I mean, more Sonic Adventure content, like, boom, instant S rank. You know why? Because I love this stage. The music, the gameplay, it seeps into my soul, man. I freaking love Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2, and I love the fact that we have a semblance of something different for this game. And like Sonic X Shadow Generations, I'm so excited to replay that, go through all those stages again, and see what stages they have in store for Shadow. Because, like, if you haven't seen, they have some really cool stuff in there. Like, they actually have a Sonic Heroes stage. which surprisingly was not in Sonic Generations. Well, actually, Seaside Hill for the original one. And I forgot about that because of something we'll see later. But they have Rail Canyon. Honestly, I kind of wish they did something like Frog Forest to make it in a way where it's like, you know, a little bit more different, or at least a stage that's a little more like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Rail Canyon's fine. I think think about it. I think they did choose that stage for stage diversity because it's more of like this weird desert type of stage. And like it's fine and it works. But I'm very interested to see like how are they going to translate it. I'm also super curious who the second character is going to be, because rumor has it that for Shadow Side, the Act 2 character could be Emerald. And like, yeah, it could be the obvious thing of, you know, Adventure Shadow, which would be cool, but it would be such a strange thing to not reveal right now. So I really hope it's Emerald. Or they do something weird like, oh yeah, Maria. that's who's playable. But like, if Emerald is that big a like, ow, rude. But if Emerald is that big of a character inside of that part of the game, with like cutscenes and stuff, I feel like it would be kind of weird to like exclude him in that. Whoa, okay, that's weird. That must have been like a second way up, and I just derped. Yeah, I will say though, one of the cool things is that for the music, they actually are using the second part of Emerald Coast to have for this instead of having like Act 1. Because it really did. It was more of like a split thing of Act 1 and Act 2 inside Sonic Adventure. And it makes me wonder, is this supposed to be like the Act 2 version of Emerald Coast? Because the other part was definitely Act 1. Okay, unfortunately that is our first actual death. I will be transparent and say that during the S ranks, I did have one death in Mushroom Hill. But for S ranks, I'm actually not going to count that for the main playthrough for deaths. Just because it's going to be so awkward going through and trying to remedy that. Oh god, I'm out of boost. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Wah! 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 It's okay. We can pose to make sure we don't actually get eaten, become orca food. There's still a B rank though, which is quite surprising. So yeah, I guess I was wrong. It's just music-wise that they transitioned it there, which is fine. But I thought maybe they would do that. It is fun though. It is a very fun thing to have Emerald Coast in there. And honestly, the reason I like this part of it too is it kind of forced them to make the 3D games into a 2D version. So it's almost like you're getting two brand new stages. Even though it's really not, it's still neat. Okay, that being said though, we're going to go into a special stage. Now, unfortunately, we cannot spell anything. We can't spell sass, because SB, B is never the second letter of anything. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I'm curious. List in the comments if there's any words where B is the second letter, because I know Y is sometimes like that, and that one at least like kind of makes sense, like wyvern. But you know, there's not anything like wyvern, wyvern. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're actually starting to get into the part where things are going to get a little bit tricky, but they're not going to get impossible. And it's weird because I feel like Sonic Heroes special stages are a lot harder than this. Though I don't want to say too much, you know, get too overconfident, because I know later on, usually like 6 and 7 for special stages, they get pretty tricky. And I remember like the 7th one giving me a lot of trouble. And usually it's the 6th and the 5th one for special stages, and 7 is for some reason a freebie a lot of the times. But there we go. Yo, Emerald Coast is just too good, man. I know this isn't a part of Emerald Coast technically because it was a Sonic Hero special stage, but it was the one for Emerald Coast. It was the nice pure ocean blue emerald. So I'm counting it. I'm making it work. And you know what? I'm noticing too, I'm a lot more lively at this point. I think because I'm the most excited about this part of the game. Because the other stage that we have is Radical Highway. Mate, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Because I don't know if this stage is actually inside of Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm just going to call it Shadow Generations to make things easier. But out of all the stages, this is one of them that I don't know if we've seen it in the trailers yet. So it would be wild if a Shadow stage was exclusive to the 3DS version and Shadow was not the one to go through it. Like, think about it. If this version, if 3DSs still existed or a handheld console, like let's say they were like, oh, we got to make a version for like the Steam Deck, or PlayStation made a handheld, we got to make that version, or a mobile game version that's basically a port of this, and they just slapped a Shadow part of it, what would it be like? You know, it would be so weird because you already have Radical Highway here. Honestly, they would probably just like slap a Shadow skin on Sonic and then do the like Shadow hoodie for Classic Sonic, which still bothers me that they did that. Superstars, they were like, oh yeah, you can play a Shadow now, and it's just Classic Sonic and in a Shadow onesie. It's just super awkward. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the hardest stages in the game. And it's weird because Radical Highway really isn't that tricky, but the 2D version, they like ramped it up and made it so difficult. At least from what I remember as a kid, both the 3D, or the modern and the classic versions. Oh my gosh. I do got ring. I got 18 ring. And I got a lot of fear with some really radical music. Yeah, but this is another one where it's bizarre. Because they could have easily done, like, again, I love Sonic Adventure 2. Same atmosphere, if not more, as Sonic Adventure for me. But it's weird because they have such a vast, like, handheld history. Like, you have 3 advanced games, you instantly could have pulled stages from it. Like, Music Park would have been so clean to have, like, a remake of. Like, a remade stage. Even if you put that in, like, the classic era. Or you just had, like, one of the stages be this. Because there was no handheld version of the adventure games. Unless you count, like, the weird, like, Chow Garden minigames. But, like, they're not going to put that kind of stuff in there. It's just strange. But I'm going to have a good time with it, and honestly, right now, I'm of the mindset of, if I don't die, then I'm happy. I am going to get a terrible rank. I'm sure there's, like, a top path where it's like, no, I put it in existence. No, I'm not running away. God dang it. I died once, and Classic Sonic was like, no, I don't want to deal with it, man. I don't want to do it. But I know there's got to be like a top section where it's like not nearly as difficult. Oh my god. Doesn't destroy box, gets invincibility, refuses to elaborate. Thank you, Classic Sonic. Also, thank you, game, for having something below there. My gosh. Okay, we're almost at the end. Does an enemy actually drop from the sky? It does not! I figured it would. I figured it would go full-on classic Radical Highway and just be like, boom. Gun robot. There we go. Yeah, again, B rank, though. I'm kind of surprised because that did not feel B rank worthy. But I'm also glad. I am thankful that it was B rank worthy because I was nervous there for a second. I was like, there's no way. There's no way we're surviving this. Bad things. Bad things are going to happen right now, and it's going to be sad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the other cool thing about the port that's coming out is that we're actually going to get HD models of a lot of enemies that I never thought we'd see ever. Like Black Doom, I was so sure that we would never see him or his enemies again, which are called the Black Arms. And honestly, I think the name is fine. It's just the context of the game for Shadow the Hedgehog, because they always said like really weird things, like these black creatures really mean business, and it just came off very bizarre, because they like always said it in like a really disgusted way. And like in the context of what they are, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But the fact that they're specifically like saying the word black, like emphasizing it in like the worst way possible, it's just like, oh, this is a little uncomfortable. Yeah, the actual reason why Sega will never re-release Shadow the Hedgehog, unless they use this as an opportunity to rebrand and they're like, surprise! Because I also think this might be a possible way of them being like, hey, let's test to see how people will react to side characters getting like an extra campaign. And I think that's really smart, because it's not like, oh, it's not a new playable character, it's a brand new mode that you get to experience with brand new content, and it's all super fun and super grand. Like you want to play a Shadow, right? And I'm kind of hoping that's going to open the doorway for them to be like, hey, here's this campaign for like Knuckles, or like doing like a Sonic Unleashed game, except it's with Knuckles or with Shadow. You know, maybe finally doing that like Silver game and making Blaze playable in it. Who knows? It's anything is open. I also feel like it's about time that we get like an Amy game. I feel like she would make sense to get one. Also, Tails would make sense, because he's gotten games before, but I mean they're more like quirky side type games. Excuse me? I was so confused I died twice. Oh my god. You know, sometimes I forget that this game, like, if you jump at the wrong spot, you'll just go out of the 2D plane that you're intended to be in, and you'll just die. And, like, honestly, it's not as bad as, like, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. That's another game I want to play for the channel at some point. But I want to show a friend. Like, I want to do a Sleepless Night with friend, Kevin, just to show him, like, how the game is, get another, like, reaction to it. Because it can be so freaking weird. But yeah, I think what happened is that I missed a spring trigger. Like, I just jumped over it, and it caused me to die. I genuinely think that's the only reason I died there, which is very, very unfortunate. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is the one thing that just makes it awkward. Because this version of the game is supposed to be, like, super fast-paced, and then all of a sudden they put, like, this in here, which is accurate, but in 3D, it's a lot more fun. Because you can easily go up, but in 2D, it's like, oh, here's 6 of these that you have to just slowly jump on and make sure you don't die. Which just makes it, like, a really awkward type of feeling. Oh! Yeah, and that part is a lot more accurate to the one... Whoa, we're running on the building? I forgot about that. But yeah, like the spinning... I feel like the spinning bars, having more of those would have definitely made the stage feel a lot more fun. That was close. But it would have been a lot more fun than just having the up and down cylinders. Really? Really? With 2 deaths? With 2 deaths, I got a B rank. I mean, that is definitely not a speed stage. If I'm being honest with you, it's not. It's a very slow one. So I think I've pieced together more of what's happening, and it's not good. Oh, Classic Tails just is on just a higher plane so that they're the same height when the box is there. I'm glad they didn't just like make an awkwardly long classic Tails. Just his legs being as long as possible. When that thing goes through time, it tears space apart. It leaves areas empty and dead and sticks them in this weird white limbo. But when the Sonics accelerate through time, they fix space, returning color and life. Then I guess we have to run like there's no tomorrow, or there won't be a tomorrow. Whoa! It looks like you've got a horse in your mouth. More importantly, we have company. Let me handle this. Wait, Oh. Okay. I thought there was something else specifically after, but apparently they were like, this is the adventure era. This is... You get these 2 stages, you're good. I forgot about that. I genuinely forgot about that. Because I guess the other thing I was thinking about is considered in a different era? Which is very, very interesting. And it just begs the question, because then they were like, oh no, we're just going to do from these 2 games, and then they cut out Sonic Heroes. Like, it's just a very interesting thing. And I wonder if they did that just because they were like, we don't want to like figure out how to accurately make the power and the flight characters work. Did I just crack the reason why they did that? And that's why they have the special stages as this. It's a genuine apology letter to Sonic Heroes. And that is the funniest thing ever. Oh my gosh. How did I forget how fast this feels? Probably because now it's actually just really... Whoa. Careful there. Careful there, Jen. I thought I was gonna hit the frickin' spring and I didn't. Oh, that's so bad. Oh. The molasses, man. The molasses. Yeah, this is definitely a redoer. We were doing so well. What happened to sound? I do not like that. We hit 1 bomb and all of a sudden the sound was just gone. Oh, these springs are so good too. Like, missing that 1 and hitting that bomb was such a huge detriment. Oh my god. So many springs. Imagine if we still get the S rank though. We're so close to that area though. Like, I guess it's technically possible, but I doubt it. So we hit the 1 bomb. Yeah. Yeah. It really does come down to, did you hit the bomb, yes or no? And the answer was yes. Unfortunately, we did hit the bomb. Oh, that looks so clean though. With the bright red. Ooh, that looks clean. Oh my goodness. Anyway though, guys, that's going to be the end of the episode. And honestly, that works out even better than I thought. Because I was like, I don't know. Like, it's not going to be too long if I do 3 levels in one video. But the way I've formatted this, I kind of just want to do the 2. And then do the boss. Have like some other specific things in there where we do the cleanup. And now I don't have to worry about that. Now we're A-okay. So, thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. Share this out with everyone known love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. And I will see you guys in the next one where we go into Boss Gate 2. Thanks for watching and keep your toes safe. Thank you for watching my video, guys. If you look over to the left, you can see a playlist of one of my many playthroughs on the channel, as well as a fun video up above it. And if you look over to the right, you can subscribe to the channel, as well as see another video, either from my channel or one of my friends' channels. Either way, it's sure to be a fun time. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Keep your toes safe.